This video is sponsored by LG. Middle of last year, I made my biggest tech purchase that I can remember. I bought an 83-inch LG Evo G2 set. It was my first OLED set as my primary TV in my house, and I was pumped for this. I did hours of research. I've even been reviewing TVs on this channel for a very long time, and I love everything about my G2. But in the back of my mind when I bought it, I knew something else was coming. I knew the LG Evo G3 was not that far away, and I hoped that it wasn't going to be better in every conceivable way. Those hopes were dashed. And I have in front of me the latest from LG. It's the LG OLED Evo G3. It ain't as good as you'd expect. But before I tell you everything about it, it's something that I've been doing for a while. It's kind of near and dear to my heart. Way to say thank you. $500 giveaway to anyone who lives on this planet. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you would watch on your brand new OLED Evo G3. Give the video a thumbs up. Tell me a dad joke, whatever you want. Just leave your social handle in the comments. I can contact you if you win. Let it run for 10 days. All the information though will be in the description. So once the shock of the G3 coming out weared down, I really wanted to sit and spend time with it, to watch all the content I could. I know it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. But what makes the G3 so special? LG's been in this game for 10 years. In fact, 2013, 2014 was when they released the first OLED TV and the first 4K OLED TV. So these guys are not like newcomers to the OLED game here. So the LG G3 uses the same WOLED technology as last year, which means that indeed that the dial is just emitting variations of red, green, or blue like traditional OLEDs. WOLEDs also emit white light. It sounds like a small thing, but is a giant deal. But there is a literal small difference between the G2 and the G3. It makes a gigantic difference visually. The G3 has what's called MLA, and that stands for micro lens array. It's a layer of microscopic lenses that are placed over the WOLED diodes. I'm gonna get a little sciencey here for a second. But when a concave lens is placed over a light source, that light is both amplified and dispersed in a wider angle. So what that means is, when you combine that with LG's new A9 AI processor Gen 6, that helps a lot with stuff in the background, like upscaling, intelligent scene optimization, giving extremely rich and high color accuracy, even during scenes of very high contrast. All of that is meant to be taken care of in the background, so you can just sit back and enjoy the best possible looking version of whatever you're watching. Am I kind of like geeking out and nerd talk aside? Well, it's going to translate to for you when you're watching the TV. It's going to look brighter, more vibrant, as well as maintaining the brightness and clarity at extreme angles. So OLED TVs are known for those pretty awesome viewing angles, but this one is by far the best that I've seen on any TV. And part of that is due to the new MLA layer inside. It's also due to a new anti-glare screen. Well, it doesn't take away all the glare, obviously. It's a big reflective screen. It's certainly a big improvement, sadly, over my G2. Original OLED tech's biggest handicap was they never got bright enough for really well-lit rooms. WOLED has addressed that problem extremely well. I've got my G2 in a really bright spot, and I feel like it's plenty bright. I'm never wanting for more brightness there. But when you add MLA tech on top of that, you get the absolute best problem you can have when it comes to TVs. It can actually be too bright. It's like the saying goes, it's better to have it, not need it, than want it and not have it. There's also some tech built into the G3. It's very appropriately called Brightness Booster Max. That sort of completely eliminates any of the thought that OLED technology can't get bright enough. If you have this TV in like direct sunlight, you will still be able to see it. The peak brightness of this TV is so bright, I actually had to create a custom mode with my brightness turned down specifically for watching it in a dark room. In a brightly lit room with the brightness cranked up, it looked clear and crisp. I didn't feel like any of the highlights were blown out, all kind of while maintaining those perfect blacks. So it was especially evident with Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, as well as obviously HDR10 stuff. And all of this was mostly pretty much out of the box. Typically, I tend to get real deep on settings tweaking for most TVs. But with the preloaded profiles that G3 comes with, like filmmaker mode, which is the best for watching movies, vivid or ISF expert mode, I was able to dial in the picture how I like it with not that much tweaking. So if sort of the idea of calibrating your TV sounds daunting to you, you don't have to really worry about it too much here. Straight out of the box, no matter what environment it was in, the G3 was really a joy to watch. And you're probably asking, it sounds good, but is it just good for an OLED TV? I think that's a fair question. What about something like qd-oled? Isn't that supposed to be better? Well, before the addition of MLA tech, I think there was an argument that qd-oled had some objective advantages. There's certainly better color detail with qd-oled, but I feel like MLA and the G3 is kind of the great equalizer between those two. Not only does the G3 get brighter than any qd-oled that I have tested so far, but it also maintains highlight details better. It has incredibly vibrant and high color accuracy with their 100% color volume, and at least to my eyes, provides a more enjoyable viewing experience. However, that does sound like an awesome video to make comparing the G3 versus the latest qd-oled, so if you want to see that, drop a like down below and let us know. So the design's not all that different from my beloved G2. You're still getting that same design language from their Gallery Edition line of TVs. It's really thin, really clean, minimal design. And ours obviously isn't wall mounted, but it's intended to be with their one wall designs. You get a zero gap when you want to put this thing up on the wall. It looks really slick. That may be a sticking point for some people. They do sell a stand separately if that's what you prefer. Although the stand tends to be a little rocky, according to some of my friends who've tested it. I have not tested it though, in all fairness. In my mind, if you're looking to buy this TV, you're doing yourself a disservice by not wall mounting it, or at least putting on kind of a floating stand like we have here, but that's up to you. On the back, you've got the same 4K HDMI 2.1 120 Hz ports from previous models, and those go a long way when it comes to next-gen gaming. I think LG's got a really good reputation for making really good monitors for gaming and TVs for gaming, and with the G3, that is obviously still true. There are game modes here as well. Game Optimizer, FreeSync Premium, G-Sync, Auto Ultra Low Latency, VRR, which is Variable Refresh Rate, all that stuff. You customize your modes for the type of games that you're playing. Of course, you can display that full 120 frames per second next-gen console, but no matter what you're playing, everything just feels extremely immersive, clear, and vibrant on the G3. Even if you buy this TV for no other reason than you want the best big screen possible for gaming, you will not be disappointed here. Beyond that, if you've used LG TVs in the past, you'll be familiar with the OS. This time, it's WebOS 23. I know a lot of people have preferences between WebOS and other OSs, but this is a really solid option if you don't want to go the set-top box route. These are not inexpensive TVs. If you're looking to spend this amount of money, I think you want peace of mind also that it's going to last you for a while. So the OLED Evo G3 has a 5-year warranty. It's going to cover things like burn-in, which is not really a huge issue anymore with OLED, but something that I am unnecessarily paranoid about with my G2. So if that's a concern for you too, at least you are covered here as well. Like I said earlier, LG's got a history with OLEDs. They've been in this game for the better part of 10 years. If that's important to you, you can just Google LG OLED, sort of get a sense of what their journey has been. This is a really good TV. And as somebody who spends a lot of time testing TVs, they can kind of blur together. They all tend to look the same. This clearly looks better. You don't have to be a TV nerd. You don't have to get into concave lenses or any of the AI stuff to just look at it and know that looks really good. First time you saw a high refresh rate phone, for example, you might not know what it was, but you can tell things just look smoother. You can tell that things just look good on this. And the best way I can describe it, if you're sort of watching any type of content, things are really bright. On most sets, it's gonna look washed out. On the G3, you can see detail in areas that you couldn't see before. And it's a small thing, but something you notice over time. It is an absolutely incredible set for pretty much anybody to do whatever they wanna do on a TV. If you wanna check it out or learn more, I got a link to it down below.